age. So, are you a businessman?
Yes, I am. Or was. I'm doing nothing at the moment.
What were you doing when you were still a business person?
I was supplying perishables to different government departments on a request for quotation basis.
So, did you have contracts with the government?
Not a contract, a request for quotation.
You were supplying
Yes.
for government. So, for which government entities did you supply?
At that time, I supplied the police, correctional service. Whoever sends me a request, I quote. If I get the order, I deliver. So we're using that CSD database. So I never had a contract. Yes.
So when did you become a businessman?
Honorable member, my dad and I started the business in 2002. So I was working with my dad. I was still young.
So you are saying you are no longer into business. What happened? Why are you no longer in business?
Honorable member, I've been fighting to stay out of prison because of these members. I have no mindset to do business anymore. I have no faith in the system.
No, but did you leave business because of the circumstances or by choice?
Because of the circumstances.
Yeah, no. So your answer is wrong when you say you have no faith in the system, because you left a business because the system was no longer working towards your favor, correct?
Honorable member, I can't say towards my favor. I never looked for anything that was in my favor. Before being arrested in 2020, I never ever even got stopped at a roadblock and been arrested.
So when you were arrested, you were still in business?
Yes.
So after your arrest, when you came back, then you left business?
Yes, I stopped doing business.
So you left business because of the arrest?
I can't say left business, honorable member, because if you look at the time frame from 2020 and the times I got arrested and detained in prison, and coming out of prison, it's not an easy thing for one's mind to adjust to say, okay, now you're going to do business and move on. I've been repeatedly, what do I say, terrorized by this IDAC team from, we say, the late 2018. So it's many years. So,
okay. Have you ever been associated with some political parties, if not political parties, with politicians?
Never, honorable member.
You know why I'm asking that question? There is an allegation before this committee that IDAC has been weaponized to settle political scores, and has been weaponized in favor of a certain cabal and against certain individuals, and that weaponization is politically orientated. So I'm trying to understand here the basis for this victimization that you are claiming. Where does this thing come from, really? Why are you a target? Because many witnesses who have come before us are giving us different scenarios. Others are saying, I'm a target because of my political views, for instance. I'm a target because of my association with certain individuals in the state echelons. Now, if you are a target by certain individuals in IDAC, what could be the reason? What is the source of this victimization? I want you to give us more insight so that we don't scratch where it does not inch.
Yes, Honorable Chair, I understand, and I will answer now. Right. And I need you to also understand where this thing starts from. In 2018, Dylan Perumal and Sunil Beluchan was seconded by the National Commissioner, Khesla Shitole at that time, General Khesla Shitole, to come and investigate allegations sent by SCOPA. Not allegations, a reference sent by SCOPA to investigate FTA. That accounts to 6.1 billion. It's at the beginning of my affidavit. So at that time, Beluchan and Perumal, including General Matlau, at internal audit, right? They used that reference letter to start investigating the branding case. That is the branding case. That is what I got arrested for in 2020. 335 of 5, 2020, right? Now, this specific branding case was owned, or the previous company is owned by a company called Sharpline Graphics. They've been having this evergreen contract from 2002. It's on the affidavit. Now, Dylan Perumal, General Matlau, Sunil Beluchan used the FDA mandate from SCOPA to start targeting companies that are taking business away from white monopoly companies, evergreen contracts. At that time, the owner of the company, Laurette Jobé, right? She's the one that opened the case of torture. They tortured her, this IDAC guys. They took her for a couple of days and tortured her. Now, she had the branding case, the police branding, marking of police cars. But the company that had it before was very upset now because he didn't get it anymore. This is Sharpline Graphics.
Okay. Are you done?
No, okay.
Yeah, but you are not giving me what I'm looking for. Yeah, I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to establish the political source. Because you can't just be victimized for no reason. There must be a reason if really you are being victimized. And if you are a target, there must be a reason. I don't want us to rely on legal technicalities and then assume to understand the problem. We must get the basis. What is the foundational element here? What are the basis for this victimization?
Honorable Member, you can say I'm 44 years old. This started in 2018. I was still a very young man when this started happening. This IDAC members we are talking about, they don't care whether you're 8 years old or 20 years old. I'm just trying to get to the point here. They will arrest you and trump up charges. So regarding me, it became personal for Dylan Perumal and Sunil Beluchan. I don't know why. I was never into politics. I was just doing business, minding my business.
So you have never had any altercation or any fallout or any bone of contention before these legal matters ensued? You don't have any history of not getting along?
Honorable Member, never. And my background, I never ever argue with anybody or ever anything like that with these individuals.
So you just realized during the course of these matters that you are a target for strange reasons.
The reason is actually not strange. It's by fighting back. This specific individual, Dylan Perumal, if he doesn't get his way, he will do anything in his power to get his way. And sorry, Honorable Member, if you just go and look recently what he has done to senior people, I'm the perfect example where it started. You go to the Savoy's case, he has done the same. and he was never reprimanded. And just to put it on record, this judgment, I think it's in 2006, 2007, at that time, it was in the Northern Cape, and the provincial commissioner there was General Sitole, and he was never reprimanded.
Okay, I think, Mr. Chetty, let me ask you this question. And please don't understand me to be subverting your grievances. I believe that you are raising these grievances out of frustration. So you really need to be listened to. And if there is a way, you must be helped. You must be helped out. Have you read the terms of reference for our investigation?
Honorable Member, yes, I have.
So where do you think these grievances fall within the terms of reference?
I came to realize, Honorable Member, this grievance or my complaint that brought me here is against the same IDAC officials that we go back to General Konazi's press briefing and the courts. I was not given the opportunity to show how the courts are captured, the judiciary. I have proof. I have proof of fake summons. And I'm not talking about me alone. In this case, the summons case, we're about 42. So when you're coming to the terms of reference, I am talking about judiciary. I'm talking about IDAC. I'm talking about the media.
Because I'm trying to assist you now. Amongst our terms of reference, there is a term of reference that says we must investigate interference, political interference into our justice cluster. So does your issue fall within that scope?
Honorable Member, I don't see political interference here. I see IDAC. I see the NPA. So I wouldn't call it a political interference. I'll call it state organs working in cahoots with each other. So I don't know if that answers your question.
Okay, so have you been, do you have a legal representation?
Yes, I have, Honorable Member.
So did they start to represent you from day one, from when you were charged, from the onset?
Yes, they have, but let me put something on record, Honorable Member. When the case was struck off the roll in 2020, the same IDAC team went and arrested the advocate that represented me, that initiated the case to be struck off the roll. The same.
What was the charge? For which charge did they arrest him?
They said he got paid legal fees.
By who?
Unlawfully.
By who?
By one of the other accused. But now, we'll just take it into...
How far is that case now?
That case is sitting in Palm Ridge as well. From Pretoria, this crime apparently happened in Pretoria Magistrates Court. Shabalala Perumal Peluchan takes this advocate and arrests him and takes him to Palm Ridge. The case now, I'm aware that the advocate, my ex-advocate, he put representations to the NDPP, requesting for more information.
So now I want us to move together. So after he got arrested, then who replaced him as your legal representative?
Mr. Glenn Malanga.
Who is representing you now?
Yes.
Is the one who's representing you now?
Yes, Honorable Member.
How far has he taken these matters in terms of legal work? Because you know why I'm asking. From a legal point of view, there is a recourse for a particular irregularity. There is a legal recourse. For instance, if the matter has been struck off the roll, when it gets reinstated, when there are no legal reasons for such, your attorney can challenge that. If the matter goes to court, your attorney can even apply for acquittal. Your attorney can write representations to the SPP if he feels that there are no legal basis for charges against you. I'm making different examples of the available recourse at their disposal. Now, I want to check here, have they done anything to save you? Have they explored those avenues?
Can I proceed, Honorable Chair?
Yeah, you can respond.
Right. When I came aware of this duplication of charges from the case track of the roll, right, I approached the High Court of Pretoria in 2022, August. I put an application that these cases should be removed.
Through your attorneys?
Yes, within an application, right? And then I got arrested again in 2023. But at that time, we were still waiting for response from the IDAC NPA. Honorable Member, then I got arrested in February 2023. In September 2023, I put a supplementary because during that course, I was abused again by my family is being arrested. I've been receiving AFU orders and so forth. I supplemented it, right? And then I supplemented the High Court application. We then left it waiting for response from the IDAC NPA. Then I appeared in Palm Ridge Court, one of my court dates. My advocate opens his laptop to just check the status of this application of ours, only to find out that our affidavit, my supplementary affidavit, is deleted on case line. We were shocked. We then went to my advocate, then called the instructing attorney and tell him to please upload this thing again. And can you please check on the audit trail what happened? Why did the supplementary get deleted? Anyway, we put it back on the roll. We added the annexures. Our court date was set for, under correction, 28th of June last year. We went to court, only to find out this time my annexures is deleted again of case line. This is where the judiciary comes in. The annexures is deleted of case line, but Advocate Shabalala responds to my supplementary. So how did he respond to my supplementary? But the annexures are deleted. What did he respond to? Now...
Okay, no. I get you, Mr. Chetty. I'm afraid I've got to cut you because my time is very limited. Now, is it your evidence that there is a collaboration of different entities within the justice cluster against you? Because we are mentioning members of SAPS here, we are mentioning members of the NPA, we are mentioning members of IDAC, we are mentioning members of the bench magistrates. So if really what you are saying is anything to go by, then it means there is a deep-seated rot within those entities that I've mentioned. Is that your evidence?
Yes, Honorable Member, that's my evidence, which I have. I have a proper paper trail of showing the rot in the system.
Have you ever written to the Magistrate Commission?
Under correction, Magistrate Commission, no, I don't think so.
You've never lodged a formal complaint?
Under correction, no. I sent a lot of complaints, Honorable Member. Magistrates Commission, I can't remember.
You said you wrote to the former NDPP advocate Batoina.
Many letters, Honorable Member, to NDPP.
And there was no response there too.
No. I wrote to NDPP. My email is here. I wrote to Parliament. I wrote to Portfolio Committee.
Yeah, no. Let's take them bit by bit. You wrote to the IDAC boss, Advocate Johnson.
Yes.
Did you write to her?
Yes.
You also wrote to the portfolio committee.
Yes, Honorable Member.
You also wrote to the national commissioner.
Yes, Honorable Member.
You, somewhere in your statement, you are saying at some point you went to meet with General Spear, is that correct? You went to his office.
Yes, Honorable Member.
You waited for him there.
Yes.
Outside his office. Is that
Many
correct?
times, Honorable Member.
Did he reach out to you?
He never read. Now, he always. What's the word that I use? He always made me wait for many hours for him, right? Because I obviously didn't have a meeting to go and see him, but I did wait for hours. But he never reached out because he did nothing to my complaint. He just told me to wait. That's basically it.
Do you suspect him to be part of this conspiracy against you?
100%, Honorable Member, because the paper trail talks. He's sitting with Polo, Manchester Soko, discussing my case, but Advocate Chabalala and Perumal is reporting to Sosoko. And it only came up to me recently because I'm not into politics. I didn't know much, that General Sabia and Major Sosoko was in a case together. So it only came to my attention recently. So that's why I have been fighting to come here and vent this because the papers talk for itself. Unfortunately, you don't have so much of time and to go through the next years, and I show you the timelines of everything on how this is.
Okay, do you know Mr. McBride?
I know Mr. McBride. No.
The former
No, I don't know him.
Have you written to him? Did you ever write to him?
No, never. At that time, he was not at IPAD.
So to whom did you write at IPAD?
My complaint started in 2022 on this abuse of power. So it went to the executive director of IPAD. I think it was a lady by the name of Jennifer. First name, I don't know her surname.
Do you know Mr. Paul O'Sullivan?
I've seen him on EDO committee, and he messaged me a month and a half ago. It's in my affidavit.
When, last year?
No. 1.5 months ago.
What was he saying to you?
He asked me, he told me that he's referring to an article in the newspaper, I think it's a Daily Maverick, on the Louis Vuitton handbag for General Masamula. And if I can give him any information about General Masamula regarding this Louis Vuitton handbag. And I told him, no, I don't have anything to assist you with. That's it.
No further questions, Chair. Thank you very much.